Have you ever stopped to think about how many hours of your day you are truly present? How many times do you wake up, turn on autopilot, and go through life's moments without feeling, without reflecting? Almost as if you were a machine. If you feel like you're living like this, stuck in a mechanical, repetitive, exhausting routine, know that this is slowly destroying you. And more importantly, there is a way out of this state, a way to really take control of your life. Mary Esther Harding, one of the greatest thinkers who studied the deep psychology of women and the unconscious, knew exactly what happens when we let autopilot take over. She warned that when we disconnect from our essence and our capacity for reflection, we begin to die inside. Not literally, but a death of the soul, of feeling, of presence. Think about your days. How many times have you done something without realizing it? How many times have you repeated a routine you didn't consciously choose? Maybe you have already noticed that strange feeling of emptiness, even when you're too busy. That subtle anguish that appears during coffee, in traffic, or when you look at your phone screen. It's your body and soul trying to warn you that you are disconnected from yourself. Living on autopilot is like being on a ship that follows its course without you as the captain. It means losing awareness of the present, letting the pilot make decisions without consulting the commander, you. And this mechanical life may seem safe because it avoids the discomfort of change, confrontation, and self-knowledge. But the truth is, it erodes our strength, our identity, our sense of purpose. Harding reminds us that this disconnection is especially dangerous for modern women, who are often called to fulfill multiple roles: professional, mother, friend, partner, with no space to simply be. She ends up living for others, for expectations, for standards, and forgets to look inward. And the more this happens, the more she gets lost, the more autopilot takes over. Let's take a simple example. How many times have you caught yourself doing a routine task, washing dishes, showering, tidying up, and realized your mind was far away, lost in worries, plans, or thoughts unrelated to the present moment? That's living on autopilot. Or think about your relationships. How many conversations have you had where your heart and attention were absent? How many times have you said yes when you wanted to say no, just to avoid conflict? How many important decisions have you postponed because you didn't want to face the fear of change? All of this is a symptom of living disconnected from your own consciousness. But here's the good news. It's possible to take back control. Taking control of life doesn't mean making radical changes overnight, although that can happen, but rather beginning to cultivate awareness in small daily actions. It means looking at your choices with attentive eyes. It means feeling what you truly want and need, without getting lost in the voices of others. It means finding moments of silence, listening, and presence with yourself. Mary Esther Harding taught us that healing begins when we stop running away from ourselves. When we stop trying to control everything and start observing, without judgment, our thoughts, feelings, fears, and desires. It is in this space of self-awareness that true transformation happens. Imagine waking up tomorrow and genuinely choosing how you want to live your day. Choosing to connect with your body, your emotions, your dreams. Choosing to breathe before reacting. Choosing to be present in conversations, in moments of leisure, in solitude itself. Taking control is, above all, an act of courage. The courage to face the discomfort of self-knowledge, to free yourself from patterns that no longer serve you, to say no when necessary. It's taking responsibility for your life, your paths, and your happiness. In this video, we will explore this. Awakening together. We will talk about the signs our body and mind give us when we are on autopilot: anxiety, fatigue, a sense of emptiness, constant dissatisfaction. We will understand why autopilot can feel comfortable, but is dangerous. And we will learn, through the words and wisdom of Mary Esther Harding, how to reconnect with ourselves to live fully, consciously, and as the owners of our own destiny. Because you deserve more than just surviving on autopilot. You deserve to awaken, to live intensely, to choose freely, to feel deeply. So if you are ready to break this cycle, to leave reactive living behind and take command of your journey, stay with me until the end. This could be the first step toward an inner revolution, the rebuilding of the conscious, present, and powerful woman you were born to be. Remember, change begins when you decide. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now. Have you noticed how often we do everything on autopilot to avoid feeling the intensity of what's inside us? Fears, doubts, pains, we prefer to push away with distractions, overwork, consumerism, media, habits that fill the emptiness. This state of escape is a response to the anguish of disconnection from ourselves. But this disconnection is not just an individual problem, it is a symptom of a world that values speed, superficiality, and being busy as a synonym for worth. Harding reminds us that this pressure causes a deep imbalance in the psyche, especially the feminine psyche, because it takes us away from our natural rhythm, our intuition, and our inner wisdom. And living on autopilot has serious consequences. Besides anxiety and burnout, it can lead to feelings of not belonging, existential emptiness, loss of life's meaning. Have you ever wondered why, even surrounded by people and technology, you so often feel lonely and disconnected? Mary Esther Harding proposes that the way out lies in reconnecting with the unconscious, with the soul, which manifests through silence, introspection, and the courage to face our own shadow, those parts of us we deny, and that, when integrated, bring power and balance. Taking control of life is then a journey of self-knowledge and self-love. It's learning to say no to what doesn't serve you, to respect your limits, to value your time and energy. It's finding ways to nourish your soul every day, whether through meditation, writing, art, nature, prayer, or simply being with yourself. This journey is challenging, yes, because it requires leaving your comfort zone and facing difficult truths. But it is liberating, because with each step, you stop being a ghost in your own life and become the protagonist of your story. Finally, remember, Mary Esther Harding didn't just leave us a diagnosis of the problem, she offered us a map, path of healing that goes through consciousness, through integrating the feminine soul, through accepting who we truly are in depth. And it is through this path that we can finally free ourselves from autopilot and live in full presence, authenticity, and power. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to follow this channel. Here, we are together to awaken, grow, and transform our lives into something true and full.